Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Themis Arena here on Libran. Themis, the city, Themis, the name of the arena, as the Libran Thunder, coming off of their 4-goal explosion last week, will take on the Stingers of Scorpia. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Nate, let's go with you here. Match number 3, halfway through, we'll be halfway through the slate here of our second week of matches here in the Colonial Football League, welcoming you into, again, what should be a fantastic match. Two of the teams at the top of the table, both coming off of wins. Scorpia took down Pycon, who we just saw thrillingly defeat Erelon. And as I mentioned, Libran coming in off a massive 4-goal game last week against Canceron. Teams meet at midfield for the coin flip. Here you see Libran in their 4-5-1. Boy, you look at any of the names in the bottom 5 players there, any of them able to put the ball in the back of the net. Elm, Matri, David Villa, Landon Donovan, Diego Castro. Very, 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 very stacked offensive team. Here you look at Scorpia's starting 11. Diego Alves will be the man charged with making sure those 5 don't put the ball in the back of the net, as Klaas-Jan Huntelaar scored both of Scorpia's goals last week. He is their number 1 pick in the draft. They expect big things out of him. As we are ready to go here, the Libran Thunder in the blue jerseys with the red trim. They will be moving left to right across your screen. The Stingers of Scorpia in the white jerseys with red trim. They will be moving right to left as Gorkov tries to send them through to David Villa right away. Good job by the defense of Scorpia to cut that out before anything came of it. This one should be a very fast-paced back-and-forth affair. Both of these two teams like to play long balls, like to kind of let it all out there. I am very much looking forward to this one, as Diego Castro will pick that one up on the back end for Libran. On Molo tries to win the ball back for Scorpia, nothing doing. David Villa is going to come forward for Libran. Tries to play a chip ball forward for Matri. Official says he was just a hair offside. As you see, not in the frame, but you see the lines on the pitch where Matri was standing. According to the computer, at least, he was offside. Here's Alexandro now, going to send it up for Castro on the far side. Castro dribbles it back towards the middle of the pitch. Chandler steps over, not able to take it away, but did enough work to where Castro had to put a second touch on it and managed to make up the distance on that second touch. As ball attempted to be sent forward for Huntelaar, nothing doing. Here's Pasquale now, trying to bring it forward. Pasquale trying to thread Molo. Jordi Alba steps up to make sure that doesn't happen. This is a very well-balanced Libran team. You've got names that can be recognized from their previous challenges all over, and Jordi Alba is going to go in the book very early here. Yellow card, as can't say I disagree. Challenge was a little late, did not hit the ball, so Alba will go in the book here in the 6th minute. He's got to be pretty careful. That ball is going to be bent in for Casaleni, who is not able to put it on frame. Buffon hits it forward, trying to find Donovan. Will be one in the air by Scorpia. Here's Yara. It's picked off by Matri. And it's not just the starting 11 for Libran that are dangerous as well. DeMarcus Beasley checked in as a substitute last week and managed to score the 4th goal for this Thunder team. As there's going to be a long ball to the far side for Castro. He's not able to get on the backside of it. So Scorpia will definitely have their hands full with this offensive squad, but thus far, granted only 7 minutes into this match, but thus far they seem to be doing just fine. As here's Yara down for Pasquale. Chips it forward for Gorkov. Jordi Alba on the defensive side of things heads it away. As we've got a whistle and another yellow card is going to be coming out here, it looks like, as David Villa's going to go in the book. So 2 pretty big names for Libran right off the bat, as the original cause for that whistle was an offside. Boy, that one's tough. You see the lines right on top of each other. Here's the challenge. Yeah, a little bit late for David Villa on the challenge. So he will go in the book as well. 2 Libran Thunder in the book, and we are not even 10 minutes into this one, as Castiglione is going to hit it forward for Huntelaar. Couple heads went up for it. Jordi Alba is going to eventually pick up the rolling ball. Almost over-dribbled himself, but he will clear it away. So Libran has to tread a little bit more lightly here as Huntelaar tries to dribble it forward. He's going to find Yara. I don't think that was who the pass was intended to, but it works just the same. David Villa steps in front of that pass. Here's Donovan now. Sends it forward for Elm. Elm was a goal scorer last week as well. Elm's got a couple passes if he wants them. Trying to thread it through to Donovan. Donovan is going to manage to get possession of it. Couple white jerseys around him. He's not able to dribble past the second is Donovan, and it will be cleared away from danger. Here's David Villa now. Already in the book with a yellow card. Tries to cross one in. Diego Alves. Not quite sure if that would have gone in the net or not, but Alves not going to take any chances. He will catch it and punt it out. Here's Jan Molo. Trying to work around a couple of Libran defenders. He's going to pull it back to the middle for Yara. Yara dribbles in now. Looking for somewhere to pass it to. Yara all the way to the top of the penalty area. Still 3 blue jerseys on him. Dribbles around all of them. Sends it in. And just punched away by Buffon. Onto David Villa. He's going to give it up to Castro. Castro maybe thought about a counterattack for a second, but saw that there were 4 white jerseys back. Decides to pull it out instead. Still with it is Castro. He's eventually dispossessed by Yara. Jordi Alba steps up, and he will make sure Libran gets it, but Libran looking a little stung by those yellow cards here early, is now a possible injury for Libran as well. Player is down. We will get more on that when it becomes available. Not quite sure who's down. Here's Lee. Sends it forward for Landon Donovan. It is Rasmus Elm who is on the pitch. Lopez for Matri. Matri loses it to Huntelaar. Elm looks like he's going to stay in, though. At least for now. We'll see how long his manager decides to keep him in. Matri sends forward for David Villa. Villa works around Chandler nicely. Chandler does a good job once again, though, of catching up. Chandler a little bit slow off that first step, but he has great catch-up speed. That's happened twice now. As Molo going to come forward. Sliding challenge by Chico, just succeeds in managing to get it to a different Scorpia player. This is Gorkov now. Gorkov dribbles around Lee. He's got a couple defenders. He's going to dribble to the middle of the pitch instead. And needed an outlet to pass it to. Did not find one, and the Libran defense manages to take it away. See Elm with the sliding challenge there. He does not look comfortable running around on the pitch. He will take possession here, though. And immediately tries to give it away. Diego Castro is the recipient of the pass. Forward for Sandro. Pascual guarding him. David Villa has it taken away by Suso. Sends forward for Huntelaar. Huntelaar loses it to Alba. It's had good back and forth. Neither team really able to keep possession here, build anything up. 2 very talented squads going at it here in our third match of the day. Not that all of the squads here in the Colonial Football League aren't talented, but we are looking at what are maybe 2 of the premier teams in the league. There's a chip ball forward for Castro. Chandler once again able to stamp it out. David Villa gives it up to Lopez. Trying to find Landon Donovan, nothing doing. As Scorpia will stand it out. We are still scoreless here, 21st minute. 2 yellow cards, but no goals. There's a ball forward for Donovan. Donovan trying to change that. Oh, the flag did go up. Not quite sure about that one. He looked onside to me. I don't know about that one. But the official has the final word. I do not. So Landon Donovan, whistle offside, takes away what would have been the best scoring opportunity for either team thus far. Bender sends forward for Yara. Sliding challenge by Libran will keep him out. Here's Elm. Still a little gimpy, but he's running a little bit better now. Matri dribbles it down. He's going to give it off for Lee. Lee all the way to the corner. Gorkov steps in and takes it away. Here's Miguel Lopez. Passes back to Alba. There you see the passing numbers up at the top of the screen. Both teams doing a pretty good job. Roughly 75% of all passes being completed thus far. Not that the defenses are playing poorly. Just two very talented squads here. Suso going to dribble it down the far sideline, as that is going to be out for a Scorpia throw. Here's Bender. Gives it up to Pasquale. Who will find the first one here? Pasquale for Yara. Yara thought about dribbling into the penalty area. Pulls it back. Now tries to turn to the middle. He'll leave it for Bender. Bender for Molo. Molo back to Yara. A lot of passing. A lot of indecision right now for Scorpia. Trying to find that one little break. Thus far, Libran's defense has been good, as Pasquale does manage to keep it. Here's the chip in now for Molo. Headed away. Yara's going to have the shot and send it quite wide of the net. Maybe a little ambitious from that distance for Yara. As Buffon puts it back into play. Bender gives it down to Pasquale. A little bit of a more sustained offensive possession here for Scorpia, though. As Jordi Alba tried to move it forward. Diving Malo made sure that didn't happen. He will eventually get a pretty good boot on it for Diego Castro. Castro trying to send David Villa up the far sideline. Villa, I think that was intended to be a shot. Sent that well wide, though. Wasn't really anybody that could have been making a run from that distance, so I think he realized it was going to go over the touchline, said might as well, and it goes out for the goal kick. It's the old swing hard in case you hit it theory. Just it's going out for the other team anyway, so you might as well try to put one on net. He unfortunately could not find the frame. And we are still scoreless here in the 29th minute. There's a ball chipped forward for Molo, as Jordi Alba got back and got ahead on it. Here's David Villa now. Worked over by Suso. Villa's going to drive it back to the middle of the pitch. Here's a chance for Lee. Lee is picked up by Ansaldi, who's going to take it away. Back to Casilni. Scorpia trying to mount that offensive drive once again here. Yara gives it to Huntelaar. Back to Chandler. We are still scoreless here, 31st minute. I believe this is the longest we have gone in a Colonial Football League match without a goal, as it's going to be chipped forward. Buffon, easy little pickup. David Villa's going to get on the back end of that goal kick, or that punt rather. He's going to play forward for Donovan. Donovan trying to take it to the end line. He will now get around his defender, send the centering pass in, but an easy pickup there for Diego Alves. So the teams have not been without their chances, but thus far the defenses have been solid. Here's a chance now. Yara gets around his defender. He's got two more to beat. He does. Keeper's got to come off his line. Nice save, but Huntelaar is going to take the rebound. And for his third goal of the season, Huntelaar has given his team the lead. It is a great follow-up there. Ball got through. The defense was quite out of shape for Libran. You see the two defenders, I think both thought the other was going to go attack the ball. Neither did. The shot rebounded off the keeper, and Huntelaar picks up the scraps, and he gives his team the 1-goal lead. So Scorpia leads it 1-0 here, 35th minute. And the home fans have been quieted. Nice little back heel to Donovan from Elm. Donovan going to take a run at the penalty area. He's going to have the shot, and we are all tied up. Landon Donovan in the 36th minute answers. That was a beautiful little back heel flick by Erasmus Elm, and Donovan finished. There you see it, the run-up. Everybody trailing Landon Donovan, and Diego Alves just stuck in no man's land as Donovan sneaks it under his left arm and into the back of the net. So a 1-1 tie here. Libran getting their fans right back into it. That is the danger of this Libran squad. They can strike at any moment. Scorpia just found that out the hard way. Here's Jordi Alba. He's going to try to find Donovan now. Cut out. Castellani got there. Suso tries to send Bender forward. Alexandro got a head on it. He will give it off to Jordi Alba. Here's Diego Castro now on the far side. Brought forward by Sandro. Sandro being worked over by Suso, and a good defensive play there by Suso to knock it away. He gives it up to Bender here. 37th, 38th minute, tied at 1 apiece. The goals very quickly coming here from the Libran Thunder and the Scorpia Stingers. As that's going to be chipped forward. Donovan was the intended target. A couple of Stingers converged to make sure it never got there. Van Saldi got the first head on it. We were scoreless for a while, but 2 goals in very quick succession here, and we are tied again. Pascual working over Jordi Alba here on the near side touchline. He's going to dribble it back towards the penalty area, looking to get across it, and has Huntelaar. Good defensive play there to keep it away. Huntelaar very dangerous, of course, in that area. As David Villa is going to come forward now. It's picked up by Bender. Good takeaway there by Scorpia. What can they do with it now? Late here in half number 1. Still on possession is Molo. He's going to give it back to Gorkov. And Jordi Alba will do the best he can. He will clear it out for... Oh, he does win the goal kick. Very good defending there by Jordi Alba. Thought he was just going to clear it out for a corner, but he apparently nicked it off of the offensive player, so it will be a goal kick. And eventually possession back to Libran. You see Jordi Alba has 5 tackles to go along with his yellow card, so not too terribly concerned with it, it appears, as that's going to be sent. Diego Castro tried to get on the back end of it, got headed away. Here's Castro getting it back now. Chandler guarding him. He will eventually kick it out for Suso to clear. And Huntelaar will again clean up the ball on the back end. 43rd minute. 1 apiece here in Themis Arena here in Libran. As Yara going to dribble all the way to the goal line, looking to get a centering pass in. And that is going to be out for a corner kick. No, goal kick once again. Wasn't quite sure when the head was put on the ball. It is after the ball crossed the line, says the official, so the goal kick is coming. Here's Pascual. Gives it to Molo. Chico steps in to make sure that the Scorpia attack is thwarted as we get down to the last minute plus stoppage time here of half number 1. Lee gives it up to Elm. Elm, member, got injured early in this half. Still playing with a little bit of a hobble. Didn't affect his ability to pass it on to Donovan for Libran's lone goal, though. 2 minutes of stoppage time will be added on here as Lee takes it away from Gorkov. Lee forward for Donovan. Gives it to Elm in the middle. Another ball chipped forward. Donovan going to try again. Castellani got there, lost it, and Landon Donovan in the stoppage time of the first half has put his team on top 2-1. Looked like the initial clearance was going to be enough, but a mistouch by the defense. Oh, the ball bounced off of Donovan. Donovan's got his head in the way of it and managed to pick up the rebound and put it home. So Libran leads it 2-1 in a very late stoppage time goal. Boy, nothing takes the wind out of your sails quite like that. If you're Scorpia, you're ready to get into the locker room, tied at 1 apiece. And all of a sudden, you are going to be going into halftime down a goal on the road as well. That is a big, big pick-me-up goal for Libran. Here's Diego Castro now. Trying to work around his defenders. He's going to give it off for David Villa. Villa's going to give it up to Sandro on the far side. Maybe one more chance. Maybe another one here for Libran. Chandler stops that, as there will be enough time for another throw-in yet. You see we are waiting for word from the official. It's going to be a long throw to Donovan in the box. Pasquale just going to diving bicycle kick it away. Huntelaar is going to go pick it up, and there is the halftime whistle. Libran and Scorpia. Libran leads it by 1 thanks to 2 goals by Landon Donovan, coming 10 minutes apart. A little bit more because the 45-minute goal was actually in stoppage time. But still, 2 goals by Landon Donovan are the difference thus far. Here's the first one from Huntelaar. See the beautiful drive in. Easy rebound goal there for Huntelaar. I'm sad where this replay starts for Donovan because you don't get to see the beautiful flick that was played to him by Rasmus Elm that really sent him free. As here's the second goal by Donovan. Kind of an awkward bounce. Manages to get it down, and then with the bottom of the boot, puts it into the back of the net. And once again, there you see the goal by Huntelaar. So that is how we stand here at halftime. 2-1. Libran leads it over Scorpia. We are going to take a quick break and be back here for the second half. Welcome back here for half number 2. Themis Arena, Themis Libran, as the Libran Thunder, wearing the blue jerseys with the red trim, moving right to left across your screen, have the 1-goal advantage here over the Stingers of Scorpia, who are wearing the white jerseys with red trim. They will be moving left to right this half. Injury update: Rasmus Elm is in the match still. He sprained his knee early in half number 1, as he is on the ball now, but very quickly loses it to Bender. Here's David Villa Donovan with the steal. Here's a chance for a third, as just getting in the way of that one was the keeper, Diego Alves. Boy, dangerous turnover there. Landon Donovan had a hat trick all lined up. Only thing separating him was a beautiful diving stop by the keeper. Here comes the corner kick, though. Diego Castro will take it for Libran. Sends a bending ball to the far top of the penalty area, headed back to David Villa. Villa thinks about dribbling in, dribbles around Bender. Really needed to take the shot there. Instead, he will lose it to Gorkov. Ball sent forward. Yara will eventually get possession of it. As Suso has it now for Scorpia. Again, Rasmus Elm seems to have gotten his form a little bit back. He's still running around with a little bit of a limp with that injury, but not enough for the manager to pull him, as Gorkov dribbles in nicely, trying to find Molo with the head. Chico made sure that didn't happen. Here's Donovan forward for Matri. Matri gets swarmed by 3 white jerseys. Will eventually lose it for Gorkov. Again, 2 yellow cards in the early going for Libran. Jordi Alba and David Villa both in the book. So that might be something to potentially think about for the future here. Would not be surprised to see either of them getting subbed out here in half number 2. Here's a ball forward for Molo. Oh, just impatient there by Molo. If he takes a couple dribbles, he is in on net. Don't think he realized how wide open he was. Instead, he took the Rust first-time shot and airmailed it over the crossbar. That was a golden opportunity wasted by Scorpia. Still 2-1 Libran, though, as Diego Castro trying to bring it forward for the Thunder, who will lose it to Ansaldi. Yara sends it up to Pasquale on the far side. A late first half goal in stoppage time by Landon Donovan is the difference thus far. And it is really a deflating goal for Scorpia. Like I mentioned, it's one of those where you're ready to come into half, you're expecting the whistle to blow at any moment, and all of a sudden you are down by a goal as offside is whistled on the ball forward. Couldn't quite get back in time, could Donovan. Ball made it a little bit farther forward than I think he thought it was going to, as Lee will check out for DeSevi for Libran. So an interesting substitution. Not the injured player and not either of the players with yellow cards. Interesting choice by the manager. As DeSevi, the substitute, is going to play it forward for Miguel Lopez. Trying to send Matri. Matri gets a sliding foot on it, but Ansaldi is a little more solid than that. He will win possession back for Scorpia. Huntelaar possesses all 3 goals this season thus far for Scorpia. They are looking to rely on him for another one, as Libran leads it by 1. Still a lot of time left, just a 56 minute. So over half an hour yet to play, but it always looms over your head when you are trailing by at least a goal here in half number 2. It's going to be played forward for Suso. Back to the middle of the pitch. Malo tried to send it forward for Pasquale. Took too much time to do it. And it's going to be turned over to Libran. Here's Matri chipping forward for Donovan. Castellani got a head on it. Donovan's still right there. Played forward but not out. And now finally out of the zone. Here's Huntelaar down to Suso. Suso picked up by David Villa. Suso's going to dribble right around him though. Too many blue jerseys converge though, and Libran will take it back. Here's Yara. He will lose it to David Villa, who picks it up. Diego Castro now trying to dribble forward. Gorkov takes possession, sends it back to Bender. As the offside flag is up on the attempted ball forward. So 60th minute here, Libran still leads it by 1. Scorpia hasn't really put a decent attempt on the net yet here in this half. That's going to be played all the way back to Diego Alves, the keeper. His clearance picked up by Donovan just outside the box. Donovan going to dribble in. Maybe thought about having the shot. Still trying to find a lane to shoot it. He's going to pass it back to David Villa. Gives it to Matri. Yara steps in to make sure the pass never gets there. Here's Suso now on the near side. Alexandro steps up and takes it away. Oh, he was attempting to pass it back to Buffon. I don't think Buffon was ready for it. Ball went out over for a corner kick, but luckily for Libran, the corner kick was very poorly taken, and their defense is able to clear it out without a problem. Donovan's going to go track it down. Tries to send forward for Matri, intercepted before it got there. Here's Elm on it now. Matri trying to dribble around Pasquale. 2 diving challenges from Pasquale, but he eventually won a tackle. Did lose it out over the touch for a throw, though. Throws into the substitute DeSevi. Trying to work around Ansaldi. Donovan's going to pick it up. Here's another chance. Landon Donovan looking for his hat trick. He'll dribble in, tries to thread a little pass through. Not quite able to do it. Danger very much averted there by Scorpia. That one was close. But Scorpia does manage to keep the ball out of the back of the net. Libran still applying the pressure even with their 1-goal lead. Just ask Cancer on how well they like to turn it off with the lead. And Cancer on, the recipient of 4 goals against them last week. All at the hands of this Libran squad. Here's Donovan, takes it away from Pasquale. Landon Donovan has been a fiend this week. 2 goals in already. He's had his definite chances at a third. As Bender sends it all the way down to Suso. Pycon's defense just looks a little overmatched by Landon Donovan. Their keeper has definitely kept them in this one. Diego Alves has made some amazing saves to keep his squad in this, as that ball's going to be played forward for Matri. Matri taken away by Castellani, but DeSevi is there to keep it alive for Libran. DeSevi going to chip it forward for Donovan. Flag stays down for Landon Donovan as he tries to send her a pass back that is deflected and eventually cleared away. Attempted pass forward by Scorpia, nothing doing. And Libran has done a good job of keeping the ball out of their defensive third, making sure Scorpia not only doesn't have chances to score, but never really gets any momentum built either. Suso trying to center one. Sandro will keep it alive. Great job and hustle to keep that ball from going over the end line for a corner kick. Here's Elm. Dribbling forward, gives it off to Diego Castro. Bender's going to come down to meet him. Castro's going to pull it back now. Sends forward for Elm. Remember, Elm on that sprained knee, still running decently well. A little step over dribble on Chandler. Gives it back to Castro in the penalty area. Castro trying to pick out Donovan. One too many dribbles as Chandler clears it away. Libran has spent a lot of time with possession inside Scorpia's penalty area. The defense has been pretty good, but at some point you have to stop them from even getting that far, and thus far Scorpia has not been able to do that. As DeSevi dribbles it up to the far touchline, he's just going to run right around Gorkov. But the help comes back as Ansaldi got a foot on it, tried to clear it out. Landon Donovan took it back for Libran, and maybe another chance here. Matri, Gorkov much better this time, will win the challenge and give his chance a team to regroup on the throw. Here is David Villa holding a yellow card. He's going to chip it down to Diego Castro. 73rd minute. Still a one-goal lead for Libran. Castro sends for David Villa, who's going to switch the field entirely. Now Matri trying to get to the corner of the penalty area. Now just driving to the corner. Good play by Ansaldi. Kicked it out, and once again the defense will get to reset on a throw. Elm, long throw back to DeSevi. Nice sliding challenge by Gorkov, and maybe a chance now for Scorpia to try to counter. Here comes Yara moving forward for Huntelaar. He has to get much more involved in this game, does Huntelaar. Pycon needs him. Suso with a nice sliding challenge. Ball sent to the middle for Elm. Libran has dominated possession here this half. That's going to be chipped forward. Looked like Matri or Donovan. Either one of them could have run under it. But Scorpia did manage to snuff it out. Here's Molo forward for Gorkov. DeSevi playing back. Oh, bad pass. Here's Huntelaar with a chance. Jordi Alba gets in front to deflect the shot away, and he will clear it out. Boy, chance there for Scorpia. Jordi Alba just up to the test on the defensive side of things. As Castellani tries to send it in for Pasquale. Pasquale was offside. Pretty clear there. 2 or 3 steps. He started his run just a tad early. '78th minute. 12 minutes left here for Scorpia to try to score the equalizer. As Elm will dribble towards the midfield stripe and chip forward looking for DeSevi. Flag was up, and DeSevi will be whistled for the offside infraction as well. Another close one, but I think the call was correct. There you see 5 offsides by Libran, 2 by Scorpia. They have been calling it very tight today. That one on Landon Donovan in the first half, I'm still not sure about that one. Landon probably should have a hat trick if that one doesn't get called back, as the free kick finds nobody and goes out for a goal kick coming back the other way. So Libran looking to be the first team in the league to achieve 6 points, as both teams that won earlier today did not win last week. So chance here for Libran to really stretch out their lead here in the very early going. Again, 12 12-week season. We are only in week 2, but 11-week season. We're only in week 2, but it's David Villa dribbling forward, has it snuffed out. Here's Huntelaar trying to take on the entire Libran team by himself. He's got 3 white jerseys up on the top of your screen. Bender tries to dribble around Matri, can't do it. Pycon clumping up a little bit too much here. There were way too many white jerseys in one area. As Donovan tries to dribble through Gorkov, can't do it. We'll get it back though. Chance to maybe send somebody into the box. Donovan's going to pull it back out, send it to DeSevi, who's going to give it right back. Here's Lopez now in the middle. He's going to give it back to Donovan. Donovan dribbles forward, and he will lose it to Ansaldi. Out of the way, out Miguel Lopez will hold the midfield stripe. He's got Elm. Elm dribbles down towards the near side for Castro. Castro trying to find a little squeak. Tried to chip it through to Matri. Good job by Yar to get back on defense. As Molo now leads Yara forward. 84th minute, time ticking down here on Scorpia. They look for the late equalizer. Huntelaar has been the bright spot for this team's offense, but nobody else for Scorpia has yet to find the back of the net. They need to find a second goal scorer as Diego Castro takes it away from Sousa. He's going to dribble now, has a lot of green in front of him. As Castellane putting up a good fight, he's eventually going to find David Villa with it. Villa forward for Donovan. Donovan has DeSevi on the far side. Flag stays down. Nice save as DeSevi put a beautiful little rebound on net. DeSevi, everybody forgot about him on the backside. There was nobody there for defense as the ball was just a little too high. DeSevi had to settle it with his chest, and that little momentary distraction was enough time for the keeper to get over and make the save. So corner kick upcoming, but not before substitutions for both teams. DeMarcus Beasley will check in for Libran. Hamad will check in for Scorpia. Again, DeMarcus Beasley scored a goal last week coming off the bench. Manager maybe hoping for a little bit more of the same here. Molo sends it forward for Yara. Yara for Huntelaar as Jordi Alba steps up to make the tackle. Gorkov with it on the far side, looking for somebody to send it to. Tries to do a little flick move. Gets the ball tangled up in his own feet, and it will be cleared away. Here's Landon Donovan now. Ball down for Suso. Forward pass for Malo. Here's maybe a chance for Scorpia. One too many dribbles once again. Jordi Alba manages to get over and make the stop. Ball forward now for Elm. You've gotten into long ball territory of this game, as DeSevi will decide to hold it for a little bit. Here's David Villa. Loses possession, and Scorpia tries to get it to Huntelaar. They need a big goal from him or somebody here. 2 minutes left to play plus stoppage time, as that one will go out over the touchline for a Libran throw. Possession football is all that Libran needs to play here, and they will come away with this one. But here's potentially a turnover. Hamad a little unsure, didn't charge that like he probably should have, and what could have potentially been an opportunity goes back to Libran possession. And again, possess the football is all that Libran needs to do here. Back to the back line for Molo. He gives it up to Elm. Elm's going to find Gorkov. Gorkov dribbles it back to the middle of the pitch. '90th minute stoppage time here. I did not see how much, but I'm sure that it is not a lot, as we are just about winding things up here. Libran looking to be happy on their home openers. They have a 1-goal lead over Scorpia. Scorpia desperately trying to find that one goal that will get them back into this and at least maybe steal a point. They will not find it. There is the full-time whistle, and Libran takes the 3 points away from Scorpia. Landon Donovan scores both of his team's goals, and that was the difference here today. Taking a look here at the game stats, you see possession just favoring Libran. 5 shots only for Libran, 4 of them on target, 2 of them found the back of the net, 6 for Scorpia. Again, the defenses were solid. It wasn't like, teams were just blasting away at the net. But in the end, Libran takes it 2-1. We are halfway through match day number 1 here. Be sure to stay tuned. Coming up next, the hat-trick hero from last week will be back in action as Toron takes on Sagittarian and Zlatan Ibrahimovic. Do not go away. We will be back in a couple minutes.